Did you know that over 300 million people worldwide suffer from anxiety? That's a staggering number. If you're one of them, you're definitely not alone. Anxiety can feel overwhelming, like a weight constantly pressing down on you, making it difficult to focus or enjoy even the simplest moments in life. But today, I want to introduce you to a powerful tool that can help manage those feelings: Stoicism. It's an ancient philosophy, but its teachings are timeless, especially in the fast-paced, chaotic world we live in today. Stoicism provides practical wisdom that can help you manage your mental health, reduce stress, and conquer the anxiety that seems to creep into our lives every day. Anxiety and stress are pervasive in our modern world, affecting nearly every aspect of life. From the moment we wake up, we are bombarded with pressures, looming deadlines at work, ongoing difficulties in our personal relationships, and the unrelenting demands of daily responsibilities. It often feels like we're walking through life under constant siege, barely able to catch our breath before the next challenge arises. The numbers back this up. Studies reveal that nearly 75% of people experience moderate to high levels of stress on a regular basis, a statistic that highlights just how widespread this issue is. However, stress isn't just about feeling overwhelmed in the moment. Over time, chronic stress can take a heavy toll on both our physical and mental well-being. It can lead to disturbed sleep patterns, robbing us of the rest our bodies need to function optimally. It can weaken our immune systems, leaving us vulnerable to illness, and significantly increase the risk of serious conditions like heart disease. Furthermore, anxiety can slowly chip away at our mental health, contributing to feelings of helplessness, depression, and burnout. In short, unchecked stress can derail our overall health and well-being, turning everyday pressures into long-term struggles. The question then becomes, how do we navigate this seemingly endless storm of stress and anxiety without losing ourselves in the process? This is precisely where Stoicism offers a lifeline. At the core of Stoicism is a timeless, transformative principle: focus on what you can control and accept what you cannot. This is a powerful antidote to the anxiety that plagues so many of us. In our daily lives, we often find ourselves consumed by concerns over things that are entirely out of our hands. We fret over what others think of us, dwell on worst-case scenarios that might never happen, or replay past mistakes in our minds, wishing we could go back and change them. These thoughts can spiral into overwhelming anxiety. Stoicism, however, teaches us to step back from these situations and ask ourselves one vital question: is this something within my control? If the answer is no, then we are encouraged to let it go. This practice doesn't mean ignoring our problems or pretending they don't exist. It's about understanding that worrying over things we cannot change only causes unnecessary stress. We cannot control external factors like the weather, traffic, or how others perceive us. But we do have complete control over our actions, our thoughts, and our responses. Recognizing this distinction is incredibly liberating. It shifts the focus from external chaos to inner peace, allowing us to reclaim our power over the things that truly matter. Take a common scenario. You're stuck in traffic on your way to an important meeting. Your first instinct might be to stress out, to let your anxiety build as the clock ticks on and you're not moving an inch. But how does this help? The traffic is out of your control. What you can control is how you respond. Instead of wasting energy on frustration, you could take a deep breath, listen to a calming podcast, or use the time to mentally prepare for your meeting. By focusing on your response rather than the situation itself, you regain a sense of control, and that's where real peace comes from. Another Stoic practice that's incredibly helpful in managing anxiety is the art of negative visualization. This may sound counterintuitive, but it's a powerful tool to reduce anxiety about the future. The idea is to regularly imagine the worst-case scenario in any given situation. For example, if you're worried about a job interview, you might imagine what would happen if it goes terribly. Maybe you stumble over your words. Maybe you don't get the job. Then what? You realize that even if the worst happens, life goes on. By facing the worst in your mind, it becomes less frightening. You stop fearing the unknown because you've already confronted it in your imagination. This practice, known as premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils, helps you develop resilience and mental preparedness for whatever life throws your way. Stoicism places a strong emphasis on living in the present moment, a practice that is key in combating anxiety. Much of the anxiety we experience is rooted in worrying about the future, things that haven't happened yet, but that we fear might happen, or in dwelling on past mistakes, which are no longer within our control. This mental tug-of-war between the future and the past robs us of our peace in the present. Stoic philosophers, however, remind us that the present is all we truly have. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most well-known Stoic thinkers, famously wrote in his Meditations, "Confine yourself to the present." This simple but powerful directive urges us not to waste our time and energy fretting about matters outside of this very moment. When we allow ourselves to be fully immersed in the here and now, the grip that anxiety holds over us begins to loosen. The future is uncertain and the past is already written, but the present moment is where we can exercise control and make meaningful changes. This Stoic principle aligns closely with modern mindfulness practices. Mindfulness encourages us to center our attention on the present moment, whether through meditation, deep breathing exercises, or simply by taking the time to pay close attention to our surroundings. When we practice mindfulness, we actively calm the whirlwind of thoughts that typically fuel anxiety. For example, instead of letting your mind spiral into worrying about tomorrow's challenges, focus on the sensations around you, the sounds, the smells, the feeling of your breath entering and leaving your body. By grounding yourself in the present moment, you distance yourself from the anxious thoughts that pull you away from it. The Stoic approach and mindfulness share a common goal: creating space between yourself and your thoughts, which gives you the clarity to observe them without being overwhelmed by them. Another essential pillar of Stoic philosophy that can profoundly influence mental well-being is gratitude. In times of anxiety or stress, it's easy to get caught up in a cycle of focusing on everything that's going wrong. The mind naturally gravitates towards negative outcomes and problems. However, Stoicism teaches us to pause and intentionally reflect on what is going right, no matter how small it may seem. This practice of gratitude serves as an important counterbalance to the negativity that anxiety brings. Take a moment each day to think about what you are grateful for. Perhaps it's the support of a close friend, the security of a warm home, or even a small personal victory you achieved that day. This doesn't mean ignoring the challenges in your life, but rather making a conscious effort to shift your focus to the positives, which are often overlooked in times of stress. The simple act of recognizing the good in your life, even during difficult times, can shift your perspective and help reduce the intensity of anxious thoughts. Gratitude doesn't require everything in life to be perfect. It's about acknowledging that even in moments of hardship, there are still things to appreciate. By practicing gratitude regularly, you cultivate a mindset that finds peace and stability, even in the midst of anxiety. Stoicism also teaches us the value of acceptance. Life is full of events that are outside our control: illness, loss, changes in circumstances, and fighting against these realities only creates more suffering. Instead, the Stoics advise us to embrace what they called amor fati, or the love of fate. This doesn't mean passively accepting everything that happens, but rather acknowledging that things are as they are, and resisting them only deepens our suffering. By accepting life's ups and downs, we free ourselves from the constant battle to make things different than they are. This acceptance brings a deep sense of peace, as we no longer waste energy wishing things were different. A powerful example of Stoic resilience is the story of Viktor Frankl. Frankl was a psychiatrist and Holocaust survivor who endured unimaginable suffering in concentration camps during World War II. In his book, Man's Search for Meaning, he shares how, even in the darkest of circumstances, he found hope and strength through his mindset. Frankl embraced a Stoic approach, focusing on the one thing he could control: his attitude. While everything else had been taken from him, he still had the ability to choose how he responded to his suffering. By focusing on what he could control, Frankl found a sense of meaning and purpose that helped him survive. His story is a testament to the transformative power of Stoic principles. If Stoicism could help him endure such unimaginable hardships, imagine what it can do for us in our everyday lives. Journaling is another powerful Stoic practice that can help manage anxiety. By writing down your thoughts, you can gain clarity and perspective. Journaling allows you to reflect on your day, what went well, what didn't, and how you responded to the challenges you faced. This daily reflection helps you become more aware of your emotions and how they affect your actions. Over time, it becomes easier to recognize patterns and make conscious choices about how you respond to stress and anxiety. Journaling is a way to step back from the chaos of life and gain insight into your own mind. Stoicism also encourages us to embrace discomfort, not shy away from it. In our modern world, we often seek comfort at every turn, but the Stoics believe that facing discomfort is essential to building resilience. Whether it's taking a cold shower, exercising in the morning, or practicing fasting, these small acts of discomfort train our minds to handle bigger challenges with more ease. When you regularly expose yourself to discomfort, you become more mentally prepared for life's inevitable difficulties. At its core, Stoicism is about building mental and emotional strength. It's about becoming the kind of person who can face life's challenges with grace and resilience. But this isn't about suppressing your emotions or pretending everything is fine when it's not. Stoicism teaches us to acknowledge our emotions, but not to be ruled by them. You can feel anxious or upset, but instead of letting those feelings control your actions, you can choose how you respond. Over time, this practice of self-control leads to greater peace of mind. To sum it all up, Stoicism offers practical tools that can help you manage anxiety and stress in your life. By focusing on what you can control, practicing gratitude, reflecting on your experiences, and building resilience through discomfort, you can cultivate a calmer, more grounded mindset. Remember, it's not about avoiding challenges, but learning how to navigate them with grace and inner strength. As Viktor Frankl's story shows, even in the face of immense suffering, we have the power to choose our response. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever tried using Stoic principles to manage your anxiety or stress? Share your experiences in the comments below. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to check out my other videos for more insights on mental well-being. Let's continue supporting each other on this journey.